Hey, good morning, MDY, and welcome to online Bible class. So, the purpose of online Bible class is to give us a time to kind of walk through the Word of God together when we can't meet face to face. And also, it's just to give a brief and encouraging message from the Word of God to you. This morning, we are in Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 through 5. We're actually going to spend 2 weeks on this passage because I think it is that important to us. And here it is. Do not judge, or lest you will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the log in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. So there's a couple of things I think that are really important to gain from this passage. The first we're going to deal with this week. Just this afternoon, on the way to grab some pizza for dinner, I was listening to a program on the radio, and they were talking about the current COVID-19 situation and some of the isolation that a lot of people are experiencing. And there was an expert that was being interviewed on the show, and she shared some of the most important things to a long, healthy life. Now, of course, a couple of them were exercise, which is really important to being healthy, both physically and mentally. She also shared the importance of diet in our lives to staying healthy. But get this, the thing that was more important than either diet or exercise was relationships and the amount of face-to-face time that we spend with other people. Relationships are important to a healthy and long life, to a fulfilled life. And we know that. And there's a lot of reasons why that is, but in the context of this passage, see, God in his wisdom created us to be relational people. And we all need, like different scales, different amounts. I mean, there's extroverts, there's introverts, and God made us all that way, and that's totally good. But we all need connections with other people, whether you're an introvert or extrovert. We just have to be aware of where we fit in that spectrum of needs. But God in his wisdom has given us relationships. He's made us relational. He made the church to be a relational thing where we live together with other believers. And I think one of the key reasons why is found in this passage right here. You see, if I'm walking around with a log in my eye, it's obstructing my vision. I can't see, I at least can't see out of one whole side of my vision. But not only that, I think if there's a log here, it's affecting my vision on this side as well. That's why it's so incredibly important to have good relationships with good and honest friends who can help tell us our blind spots. See, we need friends who are not overly impressed by us. We need friends, we need mentors, we need people that will be honest with us, that see through the facade, that see through the personality, the walls that we put up, and care enough about us to say, hey, Trent, listen, you've got this blind spot in your life. You don't see, but I want to point it out to you because I care about you. We all need those relationships. And if you don't have those, I want to encourage you first, pray to God to send someone to you that is like that. Someone who can be honest with you, someone who can see past the bluffs that you put out there, to see past the facade, and will be lovingly honest with you. And not just to say, hey dude, you got this problem, but to say, listen, you've got this problem, and how can I help you with that? And you know what? Not only do you have this problem, but I've got some blind spots as well. How could you help me? We need those relationships. Pray to God. Ask Him to send those people to you in your life, and not only ask Him to send people to you. Seek to be that person. Seek to be a good, honest, caring friend, someone that will speak the truth in love to someone else, so that you can help them see the blind spots in their life, just as you need someone to point out the blind spots to you, so that you can begin to move forward, so that you can begin to help others. So next week we're going to look at another facet, another aspect of this passage. But the key this week is seek healthy, honest, authentic relationships in your life. People who love God and want the best for your soul, want the best for the long-term health for you in your life. And I know that we will all be hugely blessed if we can seek that out. So that's our Bible lesson this week. I want to make just a couple of announcements, super important announcements for our summer ministry. This week coming up, the week after the 4th of July, this is actually the 4th of July right now. And as I sit here, I'm looking out my window at a really great thunderstorm. Not sure what that's going to do to some of the fireworks shows tonight, but we need the rain super bad. But this coming week, it's going to be hot. But we've got some plans. This Tuesday, we've got a meetup, likely for high school, but it may be all students. We had one idea that's not panning out. Anna Kay and I are looking for some great ideas to spend time together outside as this virus kind of takes off in this second wave. We're trying to be careful and more cautious, but just stay tuned to our social media accounts. That'll be this Tuesday sometime during the day, likely around noontime. And then Wednesday night, we have our weekly backyard youth group. And so we have a spot picked out this week. We're waiting to confirm that. There's just a little hurdle we've got to get over. But if we can't go to this one place, we're going to seek out another place to meet. And so grateful, so thankful to all the families that have been hosting backyard youth group this summer. We should have been doing this all along every summer. It's been just an incredible blessing to be at everyone's homes and to be outside together, playing games, studying the Word, singing together. And so anyway, that'll be this coming Wednesday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Also this Thursday, we started this last week doing coffee shop Bible study again, and we're continuing that this week. It'll be Thursday afternoon at likely someone's backyard on someone's back porch, and stay tuned for the exact location. We'll be continuing in the book of Philippians. This past week we were Philippians chapter 2 verses 1 through 11, and this week will be the next section in Philippians, and it's verses 12 through something. I can't remember from the last time I looked at it. A couple of really important announcements I want to make. Because the virus has just taken off again, and and this is the biggest wave yet. Highest numbers we've seen in the U.S. and states around us are just going through some stuff. We've made the decision. If you remember, we scaled camp back from a 3-day to a 1-day, and we've made the decision not to do that 1-day camp this year. I'm hoping that sometime here soon that we can make that up. We are considering, though, still our high school trip, our high school end of summer trip, which if I remember right, it's like June 21 through 25. It's like a Tuesday through Saturday. And I'm going to post a quick little interest survey online. I'll post that on Facebook and Instagram. And if you would just respond to that and let us know if you're interested. We don't want to do the trip if we've only got 2 people interested, but if we've got 10 to 15, then we want to make this want to try to make this thing happen and make it happen safely. And just stay tuned there. I pray that you have a great week. I pray for our relationships, that we can live a healthy, happy life, both spiritually and emotionally, physically, everything else, because of the relationships we have and that God has brought to us. So I'm praying for that for you. Have a great weekend, and we hope to see you this Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Have a great week, MDY.